Hello, I'm James Cornelius. We are here in the kitchen of the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Museum in Springfield, Illinois, as part of our Artifact of the Month program to help us remember that we are trying to support the Taper Collection Fund, the Permanent Home Campaign, so that we can keep some of these wonderful items here in Springfield. We'd like to keep all of them with your help. This month we are talking about some of the crystal and china that Mary Lincoln purchased for the White House when the Lincolns moved in March 1861. When the Lincolns got there, they found not enough proper china that matched, that wasn't chipped or broken, even to hold a coffee party for a dozen people. Mr. Lincoln wanted to keep up the dignity of the office during the threat of an imminent civil war. He wanted to keep up appearances, we might say today. And so he ordered two things: that the construction of the dome on the U.S. Capitol building continue, and that Mary Lincoln spend a lot of money from a congressional appropriation to spruce up the White House. And so she bought a new set of presidential china for official state functions. This is a plate in the Solferino and gold pattern that was popular at the time, Solferino meaning this purple. And the seal of the president is in the middle with the eagle and its spread wings over a shield. The Lincolns were also allowed to buy new service for their private meals in the family quarters. And this is a rather beautiful tureen that could be used for a casserole of some sort, perhaps a soup or a vegetable dish. It has a Gothic letter L on the side for Lincoln to indicate that it was for their private family meals. She also bought some crystal. This is a toddy cup for a hot punch or hot cider with a little handle there in a lovely pattern, etched again with the presidential seal there, and a matching set of sherry glasses with the same design. Mr. Lincoln himself rarely drank, but we have a little bit of evidence that he would take a sip of sherry or wine or champagne at a special occasion. One other nice item that matches the tureen here is what is known as a custard cup for a hot dessert, with a little handle here and a lid for serving hot custard for desserts, again with the capital L, marking it as the Lincoln's private material. Mary Lincoln spent too much on all of this, in addition to the much larger and more expensive items such as carpeting, draperies, upholstery for the White House in the fixing it up. But Congress appropriated a little bit more money the following year to make up for that, and Mr. Lincoln paid for some of the excess out of his own pocket. At the time, this was considered a wise move, a great move, a beautification of the White House and the nation at a critical time. But as the war wore on, over the next 6 to 12 to 18 months, Mary Lincoln became criticized for overspending, for all this extravagance. It was not that feeling at the time, but the passage of time and the worsening of the war made her actions look worse in retrospect. That is part of the tragedy of their time in the White House. Various other presidents over the years have used the Lincoln pattern again, including the Benjamin Harrison administration and the John F. Kennedy administration, in honor of the Lincolns, which is to say in honor of Mary Lincoln's taste. We'll see you again next month when we will be in a different room, probably in a different building. And thank you for supporting the Artifact of the Month and the Permanent Home campaign.